guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Come on, set. 15, line it. 15 line.
Man, I got you. Kill.
25, check 25, check 25. Now.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, wahoo!
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Taywan Taylor. 3rd down here.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Bravo. Go.
58 for Mike.
Big grip.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Locke. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Seam 6.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Ready up.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Watch tight. Tight end.
Hey, high 7.
Hey, check, check. 3 down. 3 down.
Five.
A shotgun snap for Love. Throw left side complete. That's Ferguson. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Check. Check. Check.
They'll run on first down. Chandler tried to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Set, ready? 10 logo.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Hey, box truck, box truck. Protein spill.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Snap.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Motion. Flag. Flag. Flag.
Throwing on 3rd down. Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Ferguson. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Carlson on for the field goal. A 29-yard attempt.
Carlson able to put this one through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Johnson. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. Josh Jackson, the former Iowa Hawkeye, made the play defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now to the air. Lock. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 6-0 our score after 1. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
Switch. He's checking. Hey, Zoo. Shift.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Breaks a tackle. He's got the first down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Go on. Leo, get it.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yardage play.
Yeah, drop them from the 1 back to the 2.
Switch.
They'll run it with Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Go. Hit it.
Locked now on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And Elliott puts this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Love. He's got his man on the crossing route. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
On second down now, it's Chandler, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Single, hey, Charlie. There you go.
From the gun, here's Love. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ja'Kai Polite in there for a milestone sack as that moves him past Hall of Famer Michael Strahan, who finished his career with 141.5. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Break. 58, come on. Here we go. Check.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Check the outs. Alert flare.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Rush in.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Hey, here we go.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Running on first down, Eckler. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check hot route. Hot. Hey, Sam on. Showing up. Hey, check 24. Get it.
On second down, Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hey, alert 3. Hatchet. Alert 3.
he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
Look at me. Go, fight.
Now this time Locke will throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
On the double. Look, squeeze. Come on, the ball. Check, cross, hit it.
Now Johnson. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Weapon. 65. 65. Shoot.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball. Hey, orbit. Watch the safety creep. Mike 9. Hey, we got to get to 9. Mike over there. Target. Go on. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Five. Hey. We got to seal. Watch the curve.
On 2nd and 12, Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta.
Here's Luck. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Exit.
On 1st and 10, Luck. And caught by Henry.
Pass. Complete to number 86. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A 6-yard pass.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ready?
Back to throw, Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Jump. Pick the edge. Leo. Hey, wahoo.
Just beating the play clock is Luck. He's going to look deep down the field. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Bravo.
On 2nd down, here's Luck. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Hey, turn it up. Check.
On 1st down, Johnson. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run. Check it out, read. Whip. Watch the whip. 22 jet bomber. Check. Lucky. 5.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the edge. Out. Begin.
The busy night continues for Johnson. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First down.
Ready?
First down at the 45 yard line.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will tie things up at 13. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
They'll run on first down. Chandler, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, team 6. I'm scared. He's coming. We got double up. Slam. Big grip.
On second and 11 now. Luck, complete. It's Henry. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Let's go. 8, read. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. Switches. 61, matchbox, lights. Hey, high 7. 6 to Mike. 46 to Mike. You ain't going nowhere. 46, boys, 46. Go. 46 to Mike. I'm on. You go tight. You got tight right there. Shoot.
Now Luck. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Jets will take over first and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check 13. Check 13. Check. Watch safety creep.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Kerryon Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Got it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hey, box truck, box truck. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
Hey, Zoo. Get it.
Here's Locke. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Out. Check, 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 check. Back, back, back. Check 3, check 3. Hit it.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Ready, ready. Hey, Sam off.
On 1st down, Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want, and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
Check 37. Check 24. Check 24. Watch twist.
Greystone, travel.
Check 9. Check 9. Shoot. Switch.
On second down, it's Mack, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's go. Ringo. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Let's get it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Go.
55's my guy, 55.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Mike, 55, Mike.
Let's go.
Luck now to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Ja'Kai Polite, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike. Marcus, defense, Marcus. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Hey, Charlie.
Watch the out. Hey, check Mike. Watch it decline.
Off of play action. Luck.
Switch.
He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
I'm coming after you. Check 15.
Look at me. Go off.
Check 6.
Go.
Check 99. Check 99. Watch twist. Watch twist. Slam, slam, slam. He's crashing.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They go to Johnson again. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Safe. Alert flare, flare.
Get it. Again, it's Johnson. And he's into the clear. Past the 20. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. And he will finally be tracked down at the Bills' 11.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Going on the ground with Eckler. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a third down.
On the ready. 53, check 53. You run. 36. Where's twins? Look. Squeeze. Now.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Johnson, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Kerryon Johnson, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't. Because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Hey, Orbit.
One last throw here for Locke. And an alley to run. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week